Yes, here we go. We should have sound now. Hopefully everything is working. Nice. I can hear myself on the live stream. Let me just turn that off real quick because I'll hear myself the whole time. There we go. Awesome. Welcome, folks. James, TFN. Good to see you guys. First, hi, James. Internet is still online, says TFN. They switched the schedule maintenance plan for tomorrow. Apparently want to add inline filters to the distribution boxes. Nice. Yo, Russ. Welcome. Wait, hang on. I need to turn to live chat again because I keep making that mistake. Here we go. So yeah, TFN, I hope whatever inline filters are, I hope it works. So Russ XBlast, yes, and I can show you. I've got something set up, guys. I have been tweaking around a little bit since the last stream because I wanted to get this thing set up to a point where I can actually start installing the RAM chips. And I think I've got it to the point now. What I've done, a couple things since the last stream. So I think if you saw the last stream, you saw me put this mod chip in here, this red piece that you see over there. This is an Aladdin mod chip, but it was bought from AliExpress. So there was a bit of a question whether or not this was actually programmed with a BIOS on there or not, whether it might have been just empty. I wasn't sure. But I made one kind of glaring mistake, which is I put this thing on there 180 degrees flipped, which was never going to work. In fact, I'm actually kind of surprised that I didn't blow up the Xbox. So I'm happy I didn't do that. It turns out you need to put this mod chip in there just like this, in this orientation. I don't know if I have the other mod chip that I had anywhere here. I don't think so. But basically what I ended up doing was figuring out whether or not I can make sure that this Xbox boots into this mod chip so that when I run XBlast, I am sure that I'm going to program the mod chip and not the flash chip on the Xbox itself. Because I think if I flash XBlast onto the flash chip on the motherboard itself, it may work, but I don't want to risk it. So I think the preferred way is to flash a mod chip, which you can then just put in, boot up into XBlast OS, and then do everything you need to do for the RAM test. So yeah, I basically, I can show you guys if I turn on the USB. Let me just switch real quick to this view so I can see. Yep. So it's now turned off. So let me turn it off again. Or is it turned off? It's blinking orange. Let me just turn it off real quick. It is not turning off. That is interesting. Not sure if that's normal. Let me just test something real quick. That's the first time I've seen that, so let's try and turn it on again. Oh yeah, if I turn this on, oh, I think I might have done that. That could very well be. If I turn this on with one click, it's going to try to boot into SirBIOS, which is what's flashed on the flash chip on the motherboard itself. But I've also connected this mod chip with the power button. You can see the wire running all the way around here to the power button. So if I now turn this off and then turn it on, hold the power button for a second and let go, you'll see that hopefully it boots this time. Yep, there we go. It's an XBlast. So yeah, this is perfect. This is actually XBlast, the ROM version. So that means it's really running from this mod chip. This is, so to say, the BIOS on the mod chip right now. That's XBlast. And that means that we can finally do the RAM test itself. Oh, this is interesting. It turned off again. Did you guys see that? This is the first time I've seen that. Don't tell me it's going to start doing this now. That is interesting. Is that because it's running hot? I think it is, because this is really, really warm. So I think it's overheating, basically. So that's what blinking orange must mean. So I think in that case, I'm just going to take it out for a moment. I'll put you guys back onto the overhead. And I'll read the chat real quick. Aladdin commands, bot not running. Oh, it should be running, actually. I think I switched to Streamlabs right now, so hopefully, I see that it didn't join, so I'm not sure how I'm supposed to enable the bot, but it should work if you start. Let me start the commands thing as well. I gotta go over here, whoops, and press that one. Okay, I gotta start that one again as well. I'll do that in a second, guys. So, but I think first thing that's got to happen is we got to make sure that this Xbox is cool again so that we can keep it on for long enough so that we can actually run the test. So what I think I'm going to do is actually turn on the fan to cool this one down. I'm going to just put myself on mute so you guys aren't going to be, you know, deaf from all of this sound. So give me 1 second. Okay, and I think, yep, that feels a lot cooler. So that should be okay. Bot not running. Did you make Streamlabs mod? Ooh, I may not have made it. That might be the point. Let me try. Set that up real quick. So I do think I kicked out Stream Elements. So it doesn't look like it joined. Why is this not typing? Okay, that's interesting. This thing is not typing anymore. Give me 1 second, guys. There we go, that's working. Now we switch. And this keyboard is not working. That is very frustrating. Ah. Let me grab another keyboard real quick. Showing half the place, but we'll get there. And we'll just plug this one in. Sure, and that one works. Perfect. Okay. So where were we? Streamlabs. Let's go there. Dashboard. Dutchman, yo, let's go. Sloth, welcome. Nice. Let's see if I can somehow enable this bot. Cloud bot. Okay, get started. It says off, no restrictions, protection level. Caps protection, yada, yada, yada. Don't forget to mod Streamlabs by going to YouTube Studio, Settings, Community, and adding Streamlabs as moderator. Gotcha. So where was that? That was YouTube Studio, Settings, and then community moderation, did it say? Community and adding Streamlabs. Where is user management? Yeah. Bulk add. Okay. Mm-hmm. Paste that. What is that? Stream? Is that the correct one? just gave me like a weird series of numbers and whatever letters. So let me try that one more time just to make sure. Yep, that seems to have done it. Save. And let's see what that does. Don't see it joining the channel yet, but maybe it takes a little while. No idea. Don't forget as moderator. We've got that. Okay guys, hopefully that's going to work. I don't know, otherwise it's going to have to work next stream. But the commands, of course, we do want to have those work. So let me see. Private schedule, blah, blah, blah. That's okay. Close that one. Gotta go over there. Credentials. All right. I think I know what I gotta do. So I gotta go in here. This file, delete that one, move to trash. Click, oh boy. And that one, and now back to safety. No, continue. I want to go continue. Course, and then continue. Okay. Did that work? Okay, I think it should now work, so you should be able to type commands again. Let's try.
Oh, you donkey.
Perfect. Awesome. Okay, guys, so now, sorry about that. We have everything set up, and then I think now we can get started on the thing that we wanted to do for a while already, which is install this RAM. So yeah, for you guys, for Sloth, for example, you just joined, I'll just recap real quick. Last time I installed this mod chip, I installed it the wrong way around. Now it's installed in the right direction. I got it flashed with a BIOS on there, XBlast, so that will allow us to actually test the RAM that's in there. I can show you now actually because it's cooled down. Yeah, this is significantly cooled down, so this should now work, I think. So let me just switch, turn on the large screen over here. So you guys should see that. Perfect. And then I'm going to press the power button and hold it for a little bit. Oh, I got to put the power cable in first. 1 second. Where is it? Here it is. Perfect. So power cable is in. What I'm going to do is press and hold the power button for 1 second, and then it should boot into the mod chip. There we go. 100 subs today. I wish, Sloth. That would be awesome. Let's see if we can get there. But yeah, here you guys can see, this is XBlast OS. So this is the ROM version, so that means it's actually booted from the mod chip. It's not booted from like an XBE. So you can boot into SirBIOS, for example, then launch Dashboard, and then go to Applications and launch the XBE version. But that version actually cannot test the RAM that's on here. So that's what at least I understand now, is that SirBIOS, XBlast OS has to run as the main BIOS, which is what it's doing right now. This is what this is. And that's why it says ROM at the top there. And that tells you that this is the actual BIOS, so to say, version of XBlast. So when I now go to Settings and then Tools and go down to 128 megabyte RAM test, we're going to see that it actually tests all the RAM slots. Now, of course, I haven't installed anything yet. This is just stock. So that means that the 4 pads that you see over here where, oh sorry, I will switch to the main scene and overhead. So you see that the 4 pads on this side there are 2, and on the other side there are another 2 pads. These are not yet populated with the RAM chips, and those are the ones that I have laying here. So that's what we're going to try to do in this live stream. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that's actually going to work. So before this thing overheats again, I'll just turn it off. There we go. And I can now start disassembling this console once again. Perfect. All right, let me see if I can carefully remove this. I have this thing propped up at like a weird angle because I've actually attached these feet over here, which is what I'm hoping will help me during the soldering process, because now I can actually just put the board, for example, down like that, right on the desk, and I won't like wobble awkwardly or something like that. So let me just put this to the side so it's not in the way. Same for the controller. And then I'll show you guys, for example, so this is actually quite nice. Now I can just move them around, move the board around on those legs, and it doesn't wiggle. It's nice and stable. Cool. Let me just drag this over here. Perfect. Now, let's see, guys. The first thing I think, well, let's talk about these these RAM chips, actually, rather, that I have over here. So if you watched my first stream, I think I already talked about this one. These are the RAM chips that I've got. I got these from an Xbox Original that I bought. The person that had sold me that Xbox Original sold it with all of these RAM chips that you see over here. Apparently he was already trying to mod his Xbox, but never got around to it. I do now, since then, know that these are probably most likely fake chips, and you can spot them really easily. Let me see if I have one that I already opened. I think it was this one. So if you take one of these RAM chips, and if you look at the corners there, if you can recognize that double dot that you see on this side of the chip, that is a very clear indication that this chip is in fact fake. So this is a Chinese knockoff RAM chip. It says Samsung on there, but it most likely is not Samsung. And I've learned that these are probably SK Hynix chips that were resurfaced, and then they just stuck Samsung text on there. That should, in the best case, not be an issue though, because even if they are SK Hynix chips, so the other manufacturer, so to say, that provided the RAM chips for these consoles, those should be compatible or interchangeable with the original Samsung chips that are on the board. So fake chips can still work, but there is a chance that these fake chips are actually dead on arrival. So that's kind of the risk that we're taking here. I guess the good news is we have 25 of them. So if we get 2 working, or 4 rather, working ones in the bunch, that would be great news. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to take the RAM chips from other consoles that I have here that can be parts donors. So whatever happens today, I'm going to try installing 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 chips. And if I find that after 3 chips, all of them are dead and none of them are working, then I'm probably just going to give up and throw all of these chips away, because then I know that these are just Chinese knockoff fake things. And then I will just take 4 RAM chips from another Xbox and install those in here. Those will, of course, guarantee to be real chips. So let's see if I can... Damn, 25. That's a lot of drag solder. I know. Oh, I should have bought like an outfit or something for the drag soldering. Next time, guys. Next time. All right. But with that said, I think I'm just going to go jump right into it. See if I can actually install the first RAM chip. So I'm going to try and switch to the microscope here. This is... Okay, there we go. It's actually a bit too zoomed in. Let me see if I can move this up a little bit. I think that might actually work. Perfect. Don't do it. Sloth will bring it up every chance he gets. Never. No, I trust Sloth absolutely. He would definitely not clip that and put that in his stream. Although I think that might actually be funny. Who knows? We'll see, guys. We'll see. Okay, actually, you know what? I'm thinking right now, does it matter if I install number 1 or number 4 or number 3 first? I guess not, because the XBlast OS actually tells us which RAM chip is installed. I don't know if there's like a logical order to installing these chips. Ask Russ if it's funny. What? Did I miss something? Did I miss an embarrassing clip of Russ? I don't think so. Let me see. Xbox original RAM upgrade chip numbers. So I'm just going to try to look up which chip is number 1. So we got 2 and 3 over here. And then I guess, where is the number 1? So what I'm doing right now is I'm just checking consolemods.org. Really good website for the information if you need one, if you need some information. And that one basically tells me, so if I go and flip this one around, go to the overhead real quick, you will see that, and I need to make sure that you guys can see everything. Yeah, you guys can see it. So that's telling me right now that this chip is number 1. This chip is number 4. So I'm just going to write that down with a Sharpie. Let me grab one. So this would be number 1. This would be number 4. And then we've got, let me see if I got the orientation right. We got the chips like, how did they orient this? It's like mirrored, I think. Is it? Yeah, it's mirrored. That's weird. Yeah, they've got it mirrored. Whatever. But this would be number 3, and this would be, is that correct? Yes. Wait, this is throwing me off. This is throwing me way off. I think this one is number 2, yeah. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so now we've got the chips marked. We know 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if it matters if we change the order in which we install, but I think I would just try to do, oh, you guys couldn't even see me anymore. I think what I'm going to do is just install them 1, 2, 3, and then 4, because I guess that might be the safest approach. I'll just make sure I don't pinch this wire here. That would not be great. Whoop. There we go. Give me 1 second, I'll just tweak this a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That should be good. Okay, so flip this around again. Make sure you guys can see microscope. We've got it focused. And there we go. So USB out of the way so you guys can see a bit more. How am I rotated? This thing is rotated a little bit. Here's number 1. You can barely tell, but that's a 1 right there. Okay. That's pretty funny. I'm just jealous of how good you guys looked. Yo, Porterfix. Hello, hello, welcome. Glad to have you. So, here is our target, guys. This is number 1. Are we going to go ahead and try it? So, I have never done this on an original Xbox, so this is going to be the first time for me. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this. We may make mistakes, but hopefully we also learn. So, it's never too late to learn. Oh, by the way, I also got some new solder. This is the, what is it, 6337. So this is the Eutectic, I think it's called, solder. So hopefully that's going to work really well. We'll have to see. Turn on the fume extractor. Sorry. No, that's got to go right there. Yeah, they are clean looking pads, right, Russ? But I think it might still be a good idea to put some leaded on there, right? That's at least my idea that I have, because this is, going to be unleaded, I guess. Or is it? Are the Xbox originals, did they already put unleaded on there? Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I thought so. All right, let's take that out of there. And then I think what I'm going to try to do is just put a little bit of solder on my iron already. And just, yeah, you guys, I'll move it here a little bit so you guys can see. I'm not going to worry about bridging things right now. Just going to put like a big old blob of solder on there, and I'll fix it in a second. There we go. That's good. The one thing I'm kind of worried about with this drag soldering today is that I don't really have a huge iron, a huge tip, I mean. So that's going to be interesting to see whether or not I'm going to have... Oh, is the stream stuttering? Could be my microscope, though. I think this microscope is not the very best, per se. So that's looking good. Oh yeah, this is looking very shiny, by the way. Very, very nice. Awesome. Yep, I think that's looking pretty good. So I'm just going to go back here, see if I can get these a little nicer. That looks much better. And that's beautiful. Awesome. Okay, now where's my flux? Put a little bit on there. And there. So yeah, I'm really going to be curious to see whether or not these chips actually work. I think I'm running quite the risk that they are fake. But then again, the mod chip actually turned out to be fake as well. I don't think I mentioned that at the start. So the mod chip, this chip that I installed and showed at the start, it is an Aladdin XT Plus 2. But when you buy them from AliExpress, apparently they put these SST chips in there, which by the markings on them are supposed to be programmable. So you're supposed to basically be able to boot into XBlast OS, the XBE version even if you want, and you're supposed to be able to flash basically another BIOS onto that mod chip. In this case, this one actually didn't allow me to flash. Basically, XBlast OS was refusing to flash it. And I did a little bit of research, and it turns out that the SST chips that they put into these mod chips are actually, again, basically resurfaced or fake label on their other versions of those SST chips, the ones that are not programmable. And so what I actually ended up doing is I had a really old Aladdin, I think it was like an Aladdin, what was it called, XT64 or something like that. And that one also had an SST chip in there. That one wouldn't boot in here. If I put it in this Xbox, it actually wouldn't boot at all. But what I ended up doing is taking the SST chip out, putting that one in here, and that allowed me to basically flash the XBlast OS ROM version onto that SST chip. So there you go. China giving you a lot more work, I guess. So it's cheap, but not always reliable, unfortunately. But hey, that's what it is. We'll get it working no matter what. All right, good here. Okay, rebooting, be right back. Okay, back, working now. Awesome, Sloth, good. Excellent. Yeah, I'm hoping, by the way, that the stream quality is going to be much more stable right now. I found a setting in my router. I have like a Fritzbox, it's called router. And what I ended up doing is a setting that basically prioritizes my MacBook, and it also makes sure that computers get shared bandwidth, I guess, if you want. So in theory now, this computer should have always a little bit of bandwidth to at least do the streaming, so that even if I start a download on the other computer, this one, hopefully, that's fingers crossed, is not going to suffer from that at all. Let's see how that goes. Fancy. Krista F. Hello, hello. Welcome. Hopefully, Chris, today you're going to see me install my very first RAM chip on the original Xbox. I finally got it working with a mod chip. I don't know if you were there at the start of the stream, but I finally got this thing working, or at least at the point where I can start to install chip. Damn, my tip is really messed up looking. I'm gonna clean this off a little bit. No, that's a lot better. All right, let's see. There, 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 and there. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. Now here's a question for you guys. What's the iron temp? The temp that I have it set, it's an analog one, so I can't really read it super accurately, but it is, I would say, 325 at the moment. You're going to wick the pads, right? I think so. That was my, I was going to ask you guys actually what you would do. My instinct was to actually wick the pads, yeah. I want to use this new wick that I got. I'm hoping it's going to be a bit better than the one I already have. Just have to find it. Oh no, this is trace repair. It's the wrong box. Gotta have the soldering box. There. And there we go. So I got this mechanic desoldering wire. Hopefully that's going to work well. Let's see. Here we go. Nice. Okay, let's see if this is going to work. Can you guys see? Yeah, you can see. Perfect. Let me see, where is my little tool clipper? Hang on, I got this. Whoops. There we go. Back. Welcome back. Was that your internet, TFN, or were you just gone? Because I know you said your internet connection wasn't the best. And I guess this is around the time, right? When the cows are getting milked. Oh, on a bio break. Gotcha. Nice. Hello, Ashish. That's awesome. Welcome, man. Glad to have you. So, right, my wick is getting undone here a little bit. Wait, I'm just going to cut this off so that I can handle this a little better. And there. And this ought to do. All right, let's see. Yep. That's a bit better. Ooh, what did I do there? And there we go. I think that's looking pretty good. Not too bad. Well, you asked. TFM, where are you doing your next streaming? You mentioned last week you were going to. I know, TFM would do it every day. Seems there's finally something going on with my ISP. I hope so, man. I hope so. I know you've been having your troubles with your ISP for the longest time. So hopefully they can finally get it solved. But then again, I guess you've been trying for so many years. I was wondering, TFN, could you get like Starlink or something? That would help. Can you guys still see? Yeah, you can just about see. So I'm just taking off the solder from these pads so that we can put fresh solder on there and then install that RAM chip. And there we go. So I think that's looking okay enough for me. There's a little bit left here, but a little bit left there. And there we go. Yep, I think that's good enough. Okay, so now, wait guys, you're typing a lot. What are you saying? Only 18 years, I know, right, TFN? Hakas, welcome! Don't mention Starlink, it's a sore point. Gotcha. I ain't mentioning it no more. So, now, do I clean this before I do anything here? I don't know, actually. I guess I could. So let me just put some cotton pads down. I'll just dip them in alcohol. And just put some, I'm going to put some fresh flux on there. And there we go. That's looking pretty good. Nice and clean. Just like me. Why would you tin them up and then wick them clean? To get off the oxidation? So I think, I don't know actually. I think one of the reasons might be so that you get it to sit flush with the board, I guess. The other thing I can think of is so you really know that you have fresh solder. You don't have like a mixture or so. Like you don't have an alloy that you created. So it's like pure lead-free solder on there. I guess it probably doesn't matter too much, but then again, I'm not the expert here, so. So let's see if I can get this lined up. Yep, kind of over there. So what I've just made sure to do is, you see the dot here, and I'm aligning it with the dot over there, which I'm assuming is the correct dot, because we have a large dot here, small dot there, and then we have the dot over there. I'm seeing the same on the other chips. You can see that there is another dot here. I guess the manufacturing process here is so bad that they basically don't even show the big dot on these chips anymore. So some of them, like I said, do have them, some don't. Let me see if I can find an example. Here I have, for example, one, you can see it. This one does have the large dot and the small dot, but you can still clearly see that they are fake. So yeah, no guarantee there. Commands Ace doesn't do hot air on them. Says it damages them too easy. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought as well, which is why wick. Gotcha. Aren't they virgin? I mean, no solder on. These. So if these really are well, I guess could still be that the chips are new, but that they are just like SK Hynix chips and then resurfaced and reprinted to look like Samsung chips. Or I heard that they also take them off of old consoles and then just resurface them, but then I guess you would see it on the legs. So yeah, I don't know. This does look like a brand new chip to me. The legs are very short on that one. Yeah, are they not supposed to be that short, Chris? Yeah, they are really short, aren't they? Wow, yeah, they are really short. I wonder what that means. Well, I guess we're going to find out whether or not these are even working chips. Kind of doubt it a little bit, but who knows. Let's see if I can get this lined up. No, lined up there. And that's almost right. Come on. Yes. Down with you. So kind of like this. So I think that's about where I want it. Yeah. So then I'm going to try and add a little bit of flex there just so you know it'll flow. So the next thing I'm going to try to do is put a little bit of solder on like 2 edges of the chip just to hold it in place. And there you go, I messed that one up. But I'll just put it back in the right position. Let me see, so I'll grab the chip. So kind of like, oh, not too much. Kind of like there. And then I'm going to grab my soldering iron. Put a little bit of leaded on there. And then just put that leg, solder that one in place. Maybe the first 2. Whoops, way too much, but that's okay. So that won't move. Let's see if I can free my soldering iron. And then put that one down. And now this chip is not going to go anywhere. Cool. Yep, remarked Hynix means they're not Samsung. Should work anyway. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. As long as they work, I'm happy. So I guess, Chris, that the Hynix ones are supposed to be the slower ones, right? But I wonder if you would notice it at all. Or if you basically can't tell the difference. So, I am not a drag soldering expert at all. So I'm going to try and do something here, but it's probably not going to work very well. Let's see. Oh no. I think I shouldn't have touched the upper parts of those legs right there. Come on. Yeah, see? I think if you touch the upper parts of the legs, then it's just going to cause bridges everywhere. So let's see if I can get rid of those bridges. Probably not. Probably going to have to use either a lot of flux or I'm going to have to use desoldering braid. It seems to have done a little bit, but not a whole lot. Not sure on that. Whether what 5 games they can use the additional RAM. I think there are supposed to be more games now at TFN because I think there's like a bunch of patches that you can apply to games. So the community has basically made a bunch of patches for games. Not all games can be patched to make use of it, but some of them can. And then you can actually sometimes, I guess, increase the resolution. I think Halo 2 has one. You can render it at 720p, which I guess for the Xbox at the time was enormous. Oh, there's definitely bridges there. That's not good. Am I going to use desoldering braid or not? I do not know what's smart at this point. Oop. Gotta let's see if, wait, I'm gonna try, oh no, here goes my flux syringe. Try to trim this so it's a bit more pointy, so that maybe I can get into those areas right there. I think I have a bit too much over here. Like so. Whoop. And like so. Let's see what we can do with that. You guys still see? Yeah. Perfect. So. That's a bit better. Not perfect yet, but a bit better. Oh, get out of there. Get out of there. What are you doing there? I know I told you to get there, but no, I don't want you there. Damn, I just clipped off like a piece of the desoldering wick and it shot into the Xbox and now I don't see it anywhere. We got to fish that out before we turn on the Xbox. So let's not forget, guys. We got to make sure that there's no desoldering braid somewhere in the console. I haven't ordered any chips for like 8 months. They were all Samsung back then. So did you order like a whole bunch of Samsung chips before they became a bit more rare or fake? Or drag. I need that command, Sloth. Gotta do it once though, TFN, or have you really lived? Yeah, I think this is also like a kind of a street creds thing, right? I'm hoping that I can manage this. There are 3 Chihiro games, Xbox-based arcade machine. Heard of that one? Yeah. So I think that was that the, did that just have 128 megabytes of RAM, or did it also have an upgraded CPU? That have been modded to work, needs 128 megabyte RAM. So I guess it's just the same CPU, but then 128 megabytes of RAM. Virtua Cop 3, Outrun, and Ghost Squad. Isn't there an FPGA mod going around for the OG Xbox that can use all the RAM to emulate? So I think my understanding of FPGA is that they were kind of like at the, I'm not sure, at the, what is it, like PlayStation 1 era? Maybe PlayStation 2? I think putting the whole Xbox basically in an FPGA is going to be pretty difficult, because it was basically a Pentium 3. So that would be quite the feat if they can manage to create an FPGA core for that one. There we go, just remove a little bit. And I'm just going to try to add some fresh solder. And trying not to put too much. There, and there, and there. So I think we could say I'm not the drag soldering expert here. I would definitely need some more practice. But then maybe it's because I'm not wearing the outfit, so maybe next time. I just want to test whether or not those pins are solid, because then that will kind of be the benchmark for the rest of these pins. So yep, very solid. Very, yep, 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 yep. Yeah, those are all down. Very solid. So I'm pretty happy about that. So then I think I'm going to rotate the board. See if I can continue. Wait, that's the wrong chip. We want to solder this one. So I'm going to continue on this side. was ordering like 8 sets at a time. Yeah, man. Guess that would be the smart thing to do. I was wondering that actually recently, like the Xbox One, for example, that console, if you want to get the lasers for the Xbox One S, I think it was, I found like a website about a year ago, I guess, where they were selling them for, I think it was like €5 maybe a piece or something, or maybe like 7. And I was kind of doubting, you know, should I buy these? Because now they're cheap. In a couple years, they're probably going to be 20 each. So I guess it's not a bad strategy to do something like that. You tell me now. I know, TFN, I'm sorry. Nah, they use Xbox to run the FPGA. Oh, like what? They use Xbox to run the FPGA core. That couldn't happen because you need an FPGA, I guess, to run the core. Solid. First one is always the hardest. Yeah, I know. Needs to go left a smidge. Does it? Yeah, I guess a little bit. Can it? Can it still go left a little bit? No, I think it's too late for that. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. I hope. We'll find out. Just ordered a laser for 18 bucks, including shipping. Yeah, that's what you get. But I think you ordered it for the Xbox One original, right? Not the S. It's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. Cool. Where was I? I was trying my best to do drag soldering. You guys, I feel the pressure. I feel you all watching me. Can I do it? No. No, not really. Oh, that's better than the last time, at least. Damn. No. It's too much solder, maybe. I'd say it ain't half bad. Well, there are definitely bridges there. Oops. Yeah, that's bridges. Bridge simulator right here. Come on. Come on, baby. Gotta get you out of there. I'm just going to desolder a little bit. There we go. And then see if I can use the solder from the rest of the pins. Yep. And there we go. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Could be it. Solid. Come on. Yup. I don't know, guys. It's feeling pretty good. I don't want to jinx it. I am actually using my really good tweezer for this. That's maybe not the best idea. Ooh. So I'll need to check whether or not I created any bridges, because it's actually really difficult to see, but they are all solid. Both HOB B150. I have no idea about the type number anymore, TFN. It could be that the... so that's what you're saying. You're basically saying that both the Xbox One S and the original Xbox have the same? I wasn't sure about that one. You were about to put on drag. I know. I need to jump upstairs and just get my drag outfit real quick. Yeah, but I think that side looks pretty good. Xbox One, One S, and One X all have HOB B150. That's good to know, actually, yeah. I didn't remember that. Let's see, we are looking at this side of the chip now. Perfect. I also got these like really cheap I don't know if you guys can see, or I can hold it here, I guess. Where are we? We are there. I got these really cheap knife tips, so they're the C245s. But they were like a couple bucks from AliExpress. I tried it out once and was not too pleased with it. So I got a couple of these. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do with these, but yeah. That's what you get for buying cheap stuff. Okay, let's see. How am I going to try and do this? So I got to go at like a weird angle here. Just going to try to just tack it down at the start. Here you go, like this. Oh, I like this. Oh, I like this. And that's still a bridge, of course. I expected that one. And I'll just desolder that real quick, or use wick. There we go, a little more. A little more. That might be all right. Let's see. It's not too bad. Oh, bridge, bridge. We've got a bridge. Abort. Pull up. There we go. I think I resolved the bridge. I hope so. Doesn't look like there is one now. According to Google, at least. Yeah, so it could be, though. Could be that they use the same. If I'm not mistaken, even the Xbox Series might use the same drive? Question mark? I think they might be using the same drive. I'm not 100% sure on that one. Might be that they have a different laser or something like that, but... Is there a bridge on the pads, or is that flux reflection? Where exactly, Russ? So it might be that this was a bridge. I need to get like a ring light, I guess. Seems like Xbox Series S and X have 151. Okay, so it is a little bit different. It might have been reflection. Unsure about the right side top 3 pins. So you mean these 3 here? The last section you did. So this one. So I think here, it might be that they're... I think this is good. Don't like the amount that's on here. Just going to use a little bit more flux. That should be enough. Okay, I think I'm gonna try that first. So what did you guys say? Right side, not top. Previous to the one you just did. Right side, top 3. Right side, top 3. So you're saying this right side, top 3. Or this right side, top 3. Right side, top 3. So these 3. I'm not sure. It's really difficult to see. I don't think there's a bridge there. Why is it translating your messages, TFN? Of? Ya. You typed ya and it translated it to of. Maybe we should just wait to see what it looks like after he cleans it. It could be the reflection, guys, so... and I might just run a multimeter, do a continuity test real quick also, just to make sure that we don't have any bridges. And then we can kind of see it there as well. I think I'm not sure if I like the look of the pads themselves. I wish they were a bit more uniform, but first thing I'm worried about is it working, and then I can always practice a bit more and make that look nicer. So I think I'm kind of starting to develop a... Now that's what XPlast is for. I know. I could also do that. So guys, it's translating weird stuff. Sloth, did you just really type that in German? That's awesome. I was like, why did it translate Sloth's message? I didn't know you spoke German, Sloth. Sprichst du auch Deutsch? Wie hieß nochmal deine Deckenkamera? No, why? Nein, warum? I think you're messing with me, Sloth. He's fluent in Google Translate, I know. Yo, Dave's Unbranded! Welcome! Yeah, you should try Dutch, actually, Sloth. That's German. That's not Dutch. That's German. It's Pennsylvania Dutch, maybe. That could be, actually. That's the only frustrating thing in English. They call all the languages in countries like, I don't know, it's like Germany and you speak German. And it's Finland and they speak Finnish. And then they came up with the Netherlands and we speak Dutch. What? So, yeah. Oh well. Might be that we're to blame ourselves though, I don't know. Oh guys. Oh guys, oh don't slip. Oh don't slip. Oh my god. Oh, what the heck? Oh, look at that. That's ugly. But we can fix that. I'm just going to fix this one up right here. Ooh. Was that it? See, now I got to hover over the messages. Behoorlijk frustrerend, ja. Yes. Pretty frustrating, yes. Hiba haba. Hiba haba. I saw that, Sloth. Hiba haba. What was that again? Helping the bull or something like that? You're gonna go hiba haba? So I'm like, should I touch this again? Or is it perfect like this? I don't know. I don't know. Usually if I touch it again, I mess it up. Let me just test this real quick. Hiba haba. So is it hiva hava or hiba haba? So I'm just using different tweezers because I don't want to mess up my good ones. Yeah, I mean, it is soldered in place so far. That one solid. It is. It is. Yup. 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 Nice. Oh my goodly goodness. Yeah, I mean, seems to be solid. So I think what I'm going to do is clean this up. Then we can hopefully see whether or not we have some bridges. Hopefully we have none. And if that's the case, then we can run XBlast. So I think I am. Should we do that? Should we just turn it on in XBlast and see if it works? Do you want to do the continuity test? Do we have faith in Chinese chips and my soldering skills? There we go. I would send it. Just apply 60 volts and send it. Okay. Oh, I think that might be a bridge. Is that a bridge right there? This? Yup, that's a bridge. 100%. So I am going to have to touch it up a little bit. Okay, well, here, I'm just going to blow this. Was that loud, guys? Did you hear that? Did you hear it? So good thing we didn't turn it on right away. Come on. There we go. Yeah, that's good. This one isn't looking too nice. A little bit of flux. See, now I am touching them up. Could not resist. Because I didn't look the tails on those pads. Come on. Gotta make it look good. Okay guys, I think that's it. Feels good. Feels good. Clean it up. Oh guys, you're attacking a lot. My ears! Send it anyway, I've heard worse. Oh, you mean the fan? Yay, my streams. My streams? I.e. What do you mean with that? TFN? My soldering experiments. Hey, welcome. Don't forget to find the rogue piece of wick before applying power. Thank you. That's awesome. I still don't know where it is. It must be somewhere. Or it fell off and I just didn't see it. But I'll do a quick visual inspection before I turn anything on. I'll do that right now. So I think this is looking fairly okay. So I'm going to push this back. Make you guys see the overhead camera. And zoom out a little bit. So I'll just do a quick visual inspection to see if I can find. Just hold it upside down. I think this might be it actually. Here. Is that it? Because I don't see any piece flying around. Just checking underneath the CPU real quick. Or the GPU rather. Nah, there's nothing there. So I think that's it. That's probably the piece. Okay. But if they really start working on the problem now, I might be back sooner than later. Do you mean like your internet connection or something, TFN? In example. Yay, my stream's an example. Not sure if I follow theirs, TFN. TFN stream sound worse than the fan. His joke, I mean. Oh, his joke, not mine. See, I didn't even think about that. But I used the forced brake to upgrade my gear. Yeah, so exactly. So there's some benefit that came from it. But it would be good if your internet connection actually turned out to become stable. So, and good and high speed and whatnot. So, guys, we have one chip installed. Is that one right there? Are we going to get a positive message from XBlast. And is it going to be my soldering? Or is it going to be the chip if it doesn't work? Who knows? What do we think? Oh, you think smoke? I hope not. Not after all this work I put into this Xbox. No. Please, no. Should put these cables in before I put the Molex thing with the power connector in. Keep forgetting that. Let me see. Click that one into place and this one into place. So this is like super janky and probably not at all safe. But I don't want to keep taking out those, what are they called? The standoffs. So I'm just going to do it janky like this right now. One. It will work. Yeah, it would be cool if we could do a poll, but I'm not sure how to do that right now. Can I manually add one? No. Oh yeah, I can. That's cool. Yes? No. Hang on. Will it? No, come on, go back. So this is the first time I'm making a poll, so I'm just practicing. I already know you guys wrote one, but I just want to start a poll. Does that work? Sweet. Nice. Awesome. There we go. It would be cool if you could see the poll in the stream itself as well, like somewhere in the UI, I guess. Pro streamer. I wish. I'm not nearly as pro as you, Russ. I'll need a whole bunch more streams before I get to that level. But the good thing is, it's a lot of fun so far. So even if I struggle, I'm having fun. And that's what matters, I guess. Okay, so I think I got power connected. I got the ports connected, so I guess I can hook up a controller. Let me get the Duke, the best controller in the world. Do you think I'm serious, or do you not? What do you guys think of the Duke controller, guys? Is it the best one ever? Ha! My setup breaks all the time. I remember that one time you streamed and your microphone wouldn't work for the life of you. It was funny. Yeah. I'm probably going to experience something just like it at some point. So far, I've only started the stream forgetting to turn on cameras and stuff, and then realizing that and like, oh no! But yeah, I think didn't they make a modern Duke, Russ? I think they might have. What are they called again? I know they made the Duchess from, what's the company? Ooh, Hyperkin? Was it the Hyperkin Duchess? And I'm not sure if they also made a Duke version of that. Could be though. Alright, so 83% says it's going to work. Oh man, I wonder who the people are that said it wouldn't. We'll see. Okay, guys, I'm going to hook up the power. So I think I have everything connected. I got video out. I got the mod chip is still in, fortunately. Didn't rip any cables. Controllers are in. Yep, so everything looks good. I'm going to open up the USB right there so you guys can see. I'm going to apply the power. And now I press and hold to turn it on. And it immediately shuts off. Or does it? Nope. Yeah. Oh, it's going through the three times start and then blinking. Frag. So we've got frag. So what did I do? Unfortunately, guys, 83% of you were wrong. Power it on with eject button. I may have changed my vote. Only one person. Hi, Andy. Nice. Powered on with the eject button. Do you think that'll work, Chris? With the eject button? It should boot into safe mode for Sir Bios, I think, right? And, okay, now it's blinking, blinking, and frag. So it's red, green. Or no, red, orange. Red, orange. Red, orange. No, that is frag, isn't it? So yeah, I think it's not quite working. Now the question is, why not? Do we have a bridge? Or is this the RAM chip? That could be. Could be anything. Holy balls, I want that modern Duke controller now. I had no idea they made one. See, there you go. Not sponsored. But they should send me one just for sponsoring them. For promoting them, I mean. Have to use eject to test one RAM at a time. Oh, you do? Because the way I can turn on the XBlast OS is by holding the power button to turn it on. So I was thinking if I hold the power button, that boots into XBlast OS, and then I can run the RAM test. But that doesn't work. Oh, and pull. Good point. Thanks, Sloth. I need to... If anybody wants to be a mod, by the way. And pull. Just let me know. Will it work? Have you put D0 to ground? Yeah. So, have I put D0 to ground, actually? No, I didn't put it directly to ground. I've hooked it up to the mod chip itself. So it's not always directly booting into the mod chip. But the way it boots into the mod chip is I have to hold the power button for 1 second and then it boots into it. And it does do that, or it did do that. But you think I need to for the one RAM chip at a time? Because I could do that. You need to be super mod in order to add polls. Hot cows, yes. Is that yes on the D0 to ground? Hot cows? I can try that. I can try it. So that would force basically how I understand. Wait, now I'm confused. Because you have the button. So I've hooked up the button to the BT. What you can also do is basically short the button on the mod chip, and that's going to enable it by default. And then I guess the D0 only gets pulled to ground when you hold the power button for 1 second. Right, so no, you don't. Wait. You have XBlast on the mod chip. I do. Normal mod can't, as far as I know, for the polls, yeah. No, you don't do that at all. The only wire should be D0 to ground, nothing else. So that's basically if you want it to boot into XBlast OS always, right? Because that's what I understand. If you put D0 to ground, then you're basically telling it to always bypass the onboard flash and go into the LPC basically to check for the mod chip, or basically the BIOS in there. Okay, yes, that's what you need. Okay, I'm on board, so we can try that. So then I'm just going to disconnect this real quick again. Let's just try that, guys. The power holding and all that, you do not want that. I can understand that, yes. I thought it might actually work, and then I could kind of, I don't know what I was thinking. I guess just because it was a feature of the mod chip, I was thinking it might be nice. And you have to put a link wire on the chip. And so a link wire on the chip is what you mean by bridging the BT to that pad on the chip itself, right? So that it's basically always enabled is how I understand. Gotcha. Okay, then that's what we're going to do. Okay, let me just see if I can pull this out without breaking it. And we did.
Oh,
Perfect.
you donkey.
Donkey! I need a ping command, guys. But if I do, Andy might not join my streams. Yes, more yes! There we go. So, again, what are we going to do? We're going to, basically, I'm just going to remove this wire or desolder it for now and just bridge it. And I'm going to bridge, or basically connect D0 to ground. So, first things first, I think I already know where we can find ground, because I did actually have it connected to D0 before I did the flashing of the mod chip. So hopefully you guys can see this. Is it showing short? So ground here, and I think this side, for example, of the capacitor, yeah, that's ground. That's basically ground. So, oh, can you guys see? I think, yes. Come on. There we go. So basically this side, this capacitor here has a ground on that north side of it from your angle. And so that's what I'm going to try to solder onto. And that is, let me just focus real quick. That is not focused. There we go. So this side of this capacitor, for example, is ground. So that's what I can solder D0 to. So right now D0 is a wire going from here all the way to the D0 pad on the mod chip. And so I'm just going to desolder this and redirect it to this side of this capacitor, and that should ground D0 for us. Okay, let me start by removing some of the tape that's holding the wires in place. There. Chris for mod. Nice. Rusty's Goats for mod. I would love to have Rusty's Goats for mod. Andy for super mod. Nice. You guys actually expect us to ever get a ping command if we make Andy a super mod? It's never going to happen. I wonder if Andy is really, how do you say, tired of the ping command, or if he secretly actually kind of likes it. I don't know. The ping command is awesome though. Let's see, I need this little wire to be desoldered. There we go. And then we're gonna go over here and basically redirect that wire if I can get a hold of it. Basically over there. How am I going to do this? At this angle? I guess I can make it happen. Okay, let me grab some flux, just a little bit. Shaky shake. Right-handed soldering. What could go wrong, guys? I don't even have depth perception here. There we go. Nope. Lower. I think I got it. Right-handed soldering by a lefty. There we go. So I think that's D0. That should be connected. And I can just, I just can't put it in one screen, but I'm just going to check whether or not we have continuity. Basically from ground. From ground to, where is it? Here's D0. And yes, we do. Perfect. So that one is now connected. Next step, I'm going to remove the BT wire. More right-handed soldering magic. And there we go. Now I can remove the mod chip. There we go. And I will just flip it around, lay it down here carefully. grab a little bit of wire. Where is it? Where is it? That should work. Or I could use some of this. I'll use some of this. Oh, damn it. Dropped it. I put a 10-minute countdown timer and people still spam the hell out of it. I think, Russ, to be honest, we have good imagination. Even if it's muted, we can still imagine it in our heads. We all heard the sound every time 2ping was typed. Or maybe it's just me. But, that was funny though. Yeah. So, a little bit of flax. BT and there. Oh, that's moving around. Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? Oh my god. No. Should have gotten rid of the enamel coating first. But I think we got there in the end. Yep. And that's connected. I am just going to put this on the mat. It's going to not move around as much. Let's see. Oh no! What's happening? Huh? For me it's showing connect your encoder to go live. That's weird. Are we live? Did it drop for you guys for a moment? For me, the page switched to like when you're about to start the stream. But now it seems to be back. Sloth broke it. Sorry. We are live. But it did interrupt for you guys as well. Did it go? I didn't notice. Gotcha. I don't know. Maybe it's just a weird fluke in YouTube or something like it. I don't know. Okay. So let's see if I can push this down a bit. And just hold it right there. Just gotta melt the enamel. Come on. Should have actually made the wire shorter so it's not consuming so much heat, because that's basically what's happening right now. But we got there in the end. Look at that. It's perfect. Okay. And now I can just trim the excess off. And there we go. Perfect. There. Okay, so that is bridged, and D0 on the main board is also connected to ground. And that means that we can reinstall the mod chip into the console. Like so. And so if my understanding is correct, because we shorted the BT signal, that means that the mod chip is going to try to activate immediately on power up. And because the D0 is shorted, it's telling the Xbox to immediately load the BIOS from the mod chip and not even try to load it from the flash. Yeah, I think that makes sense. That part is making sense to me. Cool. So then it's not even going to try to load SirBIOS at all, ever. Yup, he says, Mr. Chris. Okay. Then let's put this back in the box. What's in the box? And I'm not going to try to make the same mistake I made before. And I'm going to try to first connect the controller ports. Like so. Come on, baby. There we go. Now power. And now try to make sure I don't... What was that? Oh, that was a piece of plastic. That's okay. And I think this is good enough. Plug this into there. So let's see, we got power, we got the controller ports, we have video out. You guys can see everything. Let's hook up the power. And boot up the console. And we get, yep, we get the 3 times boot. 1, 2, and now we get the fragging. So red, green. And that I think is fragging, if I'm correct. Oh, you guys couldn't see, sorry about that. And so we go over here. I don't know if you can see by the light. It's going to be very difficult to see, but maybe I can kind of tilt this. And that's red, green. Eject, not power. Gotcha. Okay, so got powered off. It's not turned on anymore. Eject. And it's basically, I think, doing the same thing. Now it's green, red. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's again green, red. So I'll just see if I can show you this, Chris. So I'll try turning it off again. Let me see if you can see. Yep, you can see. So I'm going to press the eject button. It does this. It flashes for a brief second. And then it tries to boot, and then it goes red, green. Okay, you have a bridge then. Okay. Okay, guys. Shoddy soldering work by the Soldering Dutchman. Let's see. I would actually be happy with that. Happier than finding out that the chips are junk. Because if the chips are junk, I've got 25 junk chips. But if my soldering isn't good, then I can practice and get better. Oops, I actually didn't take out the power first. Oopsie. Nobody saw that. So, let's see. How are we going to investigate? Go get the wig and it will help. I know. Oh my god. How am I going to find out whether or not... I guess visually, we can do visual inspection first. So that, to me, does not look like there are any bridges. Although... no, I don't think so. Let me put this to the side. Where are we looking? We are looking here. There. Is this the right chip? I think we are looking at the right chip. Yes. So that to me does not look like there's a bridge. I don't see anything either. Can you remove the rainbow box? Oh, sorry, yep. Gotcha. Should be gone now. So I'll walk you through these again one by one. So I think that looks pretty bridge-free to me. Yeah, I don't see anything there. And then we've got this side. No, don't think so. What's bridged? I think I see one. Where? Where? Where do you guys see it? Go back one. So now I'm at the top of the Samsung, so to say. Sheet, 12 seconds behind. I'm at the top of Samsung. So now you're talking probably about, because this was the side I was just showing you like 10 seconds ago. So I'm going to rotate so you can follow me. Are you thinking on the right there or so? Left side. Interesting. So what I think I'm just going to try and do, real quick, is do a quick check with the multimeter. So, that's continuity, and this is too. Hot dang, guys. Hot dang. And this is not supposed to be short. So let's see, this is this chip. It doesn't look like it's supposed to be short. Nope. Come on. Nope, that's not supposed to be short. Not if this chip is any example. Huh. How did you guys spot that? That's definitely short. But that isn't. This is apparently as well. This isn't. This is. I wonder which ones are supposed to be short and which ones aren't. A couple of them. These are short. These are not. These are not. These are. Are they supposed to be short? These are also. These are also. These are not. Some are connected to each other. So, oh wow guys, you typed a lot. That's bridge. I think I see one go back one sheet. 1 second. Yeah, exactly. Left side, left pins, try multimeter. Yep, hard to tell. Chip shorted internally. Some are connected to each other, says Chris. Gotcha. I saw a tiny bit of solder when you looked at it with an angle. But get a pick in between. Do I have a pick? I have this. I don't know if it's going to be small enough. So I've got this. Yeah, it's a little, it's not quite small enough, I guess. Okay. That appears to be all good. So I think it does look a little shiny down there, to be honest. So it could be that there's a bridge. Is there still a bridge? Yes, there is still a bridge. Pick or blade? Yeah, I do also have a blade. That's a good point. So this is my blade. But yeah, I don't think that there's any solder between there though. I mean, I could try to reflow this, but it doesn't look like there's any solder in between there, which is what's kind of confusing me, I guess. Wait, let me see if I can zoom in real close. Let me add some light Yeah, that does look like a bridge, guys. That's definitely a bridge. 100%. Okay, but in the rest, I don't see him. But here, I think that's a clear winner. We have a wiener. That to me looks like we have a bridge. Damn, that's like hidden far away into that, into the back of those pins there. Let's see if we can get that out. I wonder. Okay. How am I going to do this? Am I going to use a smaller tip maybe? Or just this one? I'll try this one first. Oh, I can see it. I can see it liquefying, but it doesn't look like it's separating to me. Come on. Is that what you're talking about, like with the knife tip, that you actually physically tried to separate them, or what? That's nothing. I pulled a pad and it ended up being the pins making a bridge. FarmTech found it for me somehow. I know. Yeah, some of you guys are really, really, really good at finding these things. It's insane. How on earth am I going to get this? How would I ever get there? Let me see. The only thing I can think of is flooding it with flux and trying. Should I use desoldering braid maybe? Just suck it out of there. Flux and wick it. Alright, let's try it. Come on. Okay. Let's see if we can see whether or not it's gone. And now it says my encoder needs to be connected for it to start, but my encoder is connected. Did you guys see an interruption? Just checking. Because my YouTube live screen right here said, please connect an encoder. But my OBS said it was still streaming with perfect quality. So just kind of hypersensitive to this because I was dealing with the issues before and it was interrupting the stream. So I just want to make sure that it doesn't do that again. Nope, no. Gotcha. And that one is translated again. What did you type, German or Dutch? TFN. Niet. Niet. I didn't know you spoke Russian. Or what is that? Let me see. Here's the moment of truth, guys. That to me looks like there is still a bridge. Damn it. Damn it. That, ooh, what is that? Is that thing close to another pad? That should be fine, it's enameled. There we go. Okay, that's the wrong chip though. We are looking at this chip. How do I do this? I have a kind of a, what's the word? An urge, I guess, to actually add more solder to definitely bridge it and then wick it away. Beep it. Oh, you wanted me to beep it? I think it's still a bridge, but we can beep it. So, beeping mode. What? What? Really? It's no longer connected. Oh, okay. But these two are not. Where are they? Huh. And what if I connect the legs directly? Nope. 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 But these two legs are. Nope, they are not. I think it might be capacitors or what. Yeah. So no, they're no longer connected. Good one. Good one, Chris. So it looks like it's still connected, but apparently it isn't. Would you not? You don't think I should solder them again? Wait, are they solid? I can test, I guess. Real quick, just. Yeah, I could. I was thinking the same, actually, Russ. Good point. I was thinking of putting a different chip on top of it and then just cross-checking the pins. Oh yeah, they are connected. Okay. They're solid as can be. Perfect. Okay, well then, send it. Send it. I think I'm going to send it first, and if it doesn't work, then I'm going to cross-check with another RAM chip. And then we can find out whether or not some of these pins are supposed to be connected or not. So, all right, guys, I gotta be a pro streamer here. So I gotta switch to the right cameras like that. And then move this into here. And this has got to go one back. Connect the wires. There. There. And there. And then the video out. And what do you guys think? Is it going to work? Is it going to work this time? I have everything hooked up. Where's the power cable? Here's the power cable. All right, guys, this is exciting. I'm putting the power in, turning on the USB overlay, and I'm going to hit the eject button. And maybe I hold it like this so you can see. Let me see. Oh, don't drop. So, like that, and hopefully you can now see. And it's blinking and then red-orange. Oh my god! Oh my god! Ho 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 ho, guys. Let me switch to the big screen. There we go. Nice. We have one bit of success. Nice. Yeah, check. Oh, and then, what's it called? What's that called? Thing. LFG. Nice. Okay, guys, let's see. Oh, lol. It's not going to work if I don't connect the controller. Let me connect the controller, see if I can navigate the menu. Oh, I've seen this before. You can't navigate the menu until you, if you don't start the XBlast OS with it. So, I'm just going to power it off. There we go. And turn it on again. LFG. And it should work. Yes. Okay. Settings. Wait, I gotta switch to OBS so I can see it a bit quicker. Then we go Tools, RAM Test, and it. Ooh, that's not good. Wait, does it? Yes. Yes. Let's freaking go. Number one done. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Yep, that's a W right there. Thanks, guys. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, thanks, guys. We did it together. We did this together. That's awesome. That's why I love this community, man. This is awesome. Okay, we have number one done. So that means I can turn this one off. Commands. I think, which one? It's too bad that the streamer, or what is it called? The Streamlabs is not in here. I wish I remembered them. I can look them up for you guys. Let me check 1 second. Let me check real quick. Because I have the...
Oh,
Where do I find it?
donkey.
Commands, custom. And then, oh no, how can I copy this? How can I copy this? How can I get this to you guys? That's going to be tricky. Okay, I'm just going to select this and copy it to a notepad. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm just going to remove this real quick. Ugh. Burp. And burp. Wait, I got to take off my gloves for this because these gloves are not making this easy. There, and there, and there. So I think for next stream I'm going to try to set the streamer lab up a bit better so that the bot also joins. I think it's the one thing I find so tricky is you really can only test thoroughly when you actually go public. Like if you do an unlisted stream because you want to test your setup, the bot I don't think joins. At least that wasn't the case for Stream Elements. So you had to have a public stream for the bot to actually join, I think. Okay, and then there. So copy. Where are you guys? You are there. Monkey is the only one I remember. I know, yeah. Lol. Actually, what's going to happen if I do this? It's probably going to fire them all off. Well, you might want to close your ears, guys. And I wonder if my script's going to break. Ah, no, it removed all the spaces.
My God, what are you doing?
Yeah. It did. I don't think it did all of them, but it did a couple of them, and that was already good. Nice. Yes. So I think that's at least most of them. It might be all of them. So, where are we at? It is Half-Life. Yes, Chris. That's another one of my favorite games, so that is what I used. Okay, there we go. So, now the Xbox is turned off, so we can disconnect it again. It is an awesome game. It absolutely is. I really love the, what was the community-made remake? There's like a, oh gosh, I forget what it's called. Do you guys know? They remade Half-Life 1, or remastered it or so, or however you want to call it. It's not an accurate reproduction, so to say, of Half-Life 1. They changed the Zen world quite a bit. Chat disconnect, reconnected. Black Mesa source. Black Mesa. Could be Black Mesa. I think it was Black Mesa. Yeah, could actually be. Yeah. I played through that one again. It was freaking awesome. Really good game. All right. So where are we? This was chip number. Are you guys seeing that? You are not. My apologies. So now you should be able to see it. I'm waiting for that thing to... Ah, of course, I need to switch to the main scene. Now it should work. Yes, now you can see the overhead. So what we just did is chip number 1. And chip number 2, as we saw at the beginning, is on the back, and it is this one. So I have no idea. Maybe you know, Chris, if it matters. whether or not we start with 1 and then have to go to 2 and then 3 and then 4, or if you can do them in any order. But I guess since this is marked as chip number 2, that makes most sense to me that I now go to chip number 2 and try to solder that one on. Yes, that was that one, and then this one was 3. So it's 2, is that correct? Yeah, 3, and then number 4 is right there? No, that says number 3. I think my Sharpie got kind of erased. But yeah, I think that's a 4. That's a 4. Terribly written 4, but that's my 4. Driver, welcome! Hey boys, how's it going? How are you, driver? Nice. Okay, let's go for number 2, guys. So amazing. Yeah, I'm actually really happy that these chips aren't just duds or fakes and they don't work at all, but apparently they're just probably not Samsung, but they are working at least, and that's already a good thing for me. Good enough for me, so to say. Oh wait, we still have to get rid of the old solder and then put new fresh solder on there. So this is the one right here that we're going to work on next. Where's the flux? Here's the flux. Put that on there. A little bit of this goodness. And then let's see if we can get that cleaned up. See, that's a lot better. There we go. Very nice. Very good. Awesome. And then the final side. Perfect. Okay. So hey, Victor! Nice, welcome. Oh, chat keeps disconnecting on other channels as well. I actually got that message just now as well. Yeah, it said we're disconnected, and so it said chat disconnected, please wait while we try to reconnect you, and then successfully connected right after. So maybe YouTube's having some issues? No idea. But welcome, Victor. So, hey TFN, TFN Rustbuff, etc. Hey guys. 11 watching, only 7 likes. Thanks, TFN. Thanks, man. Nice. Remember to hit that like button. That's awesome. Okay, where did I put my desoldering braid? I remember I still had at least a little bit right here on the chair. Perfect. So, let's see if we can get that old stuff off. Where are we? We are somewhere here. Gotcha. Wait, I'm just going to cut that off. Where are my clippers? And there we go. That's the one side. It's the other side. Rotate the work. Hi, Mr. Dutch. Hey, Victor. TFM for mod again. Would be a stream I don't have to stand up for in the middle of the night. Nice. Until I start streaming at the middle of the night, TFN. But I don't know if I can do that like Russ does. Because I think, Russ, you sometimes stream from like, it'll be what, midnight your time, and then to what, 4 a.m. or what? That's crazy, man. And then you also have to take care of the goats in the morning? Or are people taking care of the goats for you then? Can you remove lower right box, please? Yes, you bet. I actually should look into whether or not I can automate something like that with a command as well. That would be really good. So for real, there is something wrong on YouTube chat. YouTube overall main page has problems. Every time there's an error when I type messages. Okay. Yes, sometimes, says Russ, but the kids are going back to school, so I shouldn't have to do those midnight streams anymore. Oh, wow. Is that the reason why you were doing that? Ah, of course. Oh, crazy. Gotcha. Man. That's dedication right there, Russ. That is dedication. There we go. Yeah, I think that's cleared enough. And then we do the final one. Oh, stuck. There we go. No ripping of the traces, please. And there we go. Perfect. It is perfect. All right, quick clean. Where are my cotton little pads? Tweezers. I can feel that there's a little bit of solder still stuck to some of these pads, so I might actually try to go over them again, just in case. Although, yeah, that might be okay. Nah, it's okay. It's fine. No. Push it real good. RRR. Soon 1K for you. I think so, man. Russ is really close. What does he need? Like 40 more? 4-0? No. What am I doing? Not that. So, let me see. I gotta grab the chip. So, looking at this, we got the small dot on that side. We got the... What? That's not gonna work. Is it? No, it is. No, that's not going to work. That is a solder, a test point, I think. That is not the dot on the mask, I guess. This is, yeah, this is the dot on the mask. That threw me off there because these, look at that, this dot, this is the what is it called, the silk screen? But then these are the test pads, I guess. And they're about the same size. And this one is right here. So I was like, oh, there you go. But that doesn't work. How can I make that work? So I guess we're going to have to rotate this around and put it in place right there. Yep, just right there. So I'm going to not make the same mistake as before. I'm just going to put a little bit of flux down before I do the final orienting. And I'm just going to put it here because I can reach easier. Like so. Then we do the final alignment. Chris, short question. If I got two 1.6 OG Xboxes, can I use the RAM from each other despite them being different manufacturers? Now I'm curious to know whether or not my knowledge is also good enough on that front. I think they are because I think 1.6s use Hynix. But I'll be curious to hear what Chris has to say, because I would trust that more than my knowledge, if you can call it that. One is Samsung, one is Hynix. So what I read about these fake chips, and that's what I'm basing that knowledge of mine on, was they were saying there's Hynix and there's Samsung for Xboxes, but they are interchangeable. Oh man, it's stuck. Wait, I gotta clean my glove real quick because my glove is sticky. Is this still sticky? Not sticky anymore. Perfect. So, I think push it a little bit more, a little bit there. I think that's perfect. So what I think I'm going to try to do is just tack it in place real quick, just so this corner doesn't move anymore. That will do. Yep, that doesn't work. That doesn't move, I mean. Now it doesn't sit right in this corner. Where are we? We are here, right there. Now I can still kind of bend it in place. Yep, just like that. Nice. And that's good enough for me. Perfect, that's in place. Okay. Now let's see if we can do a little bit of drag soldering. A little bit of flux. Good enough. Load up the iron. That might be a bit much, but we'll see. Got to get the angle right. Oh no. Oh yeah. Oh, there's a few ridges. Let's see if we can fix those. Oh, guys. What do you think of that? Is that good? Is that good? Let's see if the legs are attached. Yep, 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 yep. Yep, 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 yep. Nice, guys. That's the first one. That felt really smooth. Cool. Okay, let's move on to this side, for example. And I think I just can't get the whole thing on screen. I think this is just it, right? Yeah. Just about. Move it a little bit to the right so I'm not in front of it. And then I think we're good. Nice. All right, same deal. A little bit of flux. Load up the iron with a bit of solder. And go from top to bottom. Looking good so far. Okay, I think it needs a touch-up, but it doesn't look half bad. Okay, here it doesn't look quite right. Now it does. I think now it does. I need to clean it to see it, but I think it's good. think it's good. Okay, rotate. Sorry for all the rotations. At least it's not the barrel roll. Freaking A, Russ. That barrel roll. I guess he regrets that command already. Well, he only has to hear the sound. We have to see the rotation. So, I don't know. We get the nausea. He just gets the, what do you say? There we go. Boom. What? I think that looks freaking good. Let's see if the pins are attached. That looks freaking good to me. I'm happy with that. Nope. That one is loose. Okay, so one pin loose so far. Yes. One pin loose. Which one was it? It was, I think, no, was it this one? This one. Number 4. El 4. A little bit of solder. Come on, mister. Yep. Now I got a bridge, but now I don't. And test it again. Good, good, good. Yep, yep. All right, I think we're good. And then the final side. That would be this side. And again, load up the iron with a bit of solder and I think that looks pretty good already. I'll just go one more pass. Yep. If they're solid, I can live with that. Nice, solid so far. Got it, got it. And I think we're good, guys. Awesome. That went way quicker than the last one. So let's see if we get a success on chip number 2. We'll do a quick visual inspection to make sure that it looks good. And if it looks good, we can send it. Send it. There we go. It's like a little bit crooked or something. I guess straight enough. Yeah, I think it's good. Okay, let me just make sure that we're able to do a close-up. Like so. hard to see, but I think, wait, I'll just blow it out real quick. I'll just mute myself so you guys aren't deaf in and we're back. So let me see. Yeah, I think that's just flux stuck in there. That looks like flux to me. That looks good. I think it looks good, guys. Let's go ahead and try this out. Okay. One Xbox. One, let's see, we need, well, overhead. We need a couple cables connected. I'm wondering if I need these. Yeah, of course I do, because it's the power cable, power button. So I do need all of these to be connected again. Well, I guess not this one. Maybe I don't need to connect this one. Curious to see whether or not the Xbox turns on without those connected. And there we go. So that's power and the power buttons connected. That's video out. That is all connected. Now we put the USB on the screen. And let's turn it on and see what happens. I'm going to switch to the large screen immediately so we can see what happens. And let's turn it on. And I'm going to switch to this. So we do get a boot. That's awesome. Awesome news. Step number one. I forgot to connect the controller, so let's connect the controller. Power it on again. Press the eject button. We get an image, settings, tools, 128, and we get, oh, we get failed. We get failed. No, oh, it's chip number 3 success. Did we really solder chip number 3? Okay, that's good to know. I guess it means that it doesn't really matter in which order you solder the chips on. Apparently we soldered on chip number 3. I thought it was going to be chip number 2, but hey, it's chip number 3 apparently. So there we go. Oh, nah, Chris said that? Oh, okay. Oh, then I must have missed it. Sorry, Chris. Nice. And thanks, TFN. I guess I missed that one. But perfect. That's also good to know. Awesome, guys. I am super excited about this. This is good. Nice. So now we know cheap Chinese RAM chips apparently also work. Or can work. Let's see. I don't want to jinx it. I got 2 more to install, and I got 25 more in the or 23 more in the box. Oops! Don't tear off the port there, Sean. Don't want to do that. There we go. So that was that one. I think then I want to try and do the probably the hardest one next. Switch to overhead, which I think is going to be, and main scene, of course. So this one I think is going to be the trickiest one to install, mainly because of all the capacitors that are around it. And I'm going to have to somehow get my iron in there and actually try to do some drag soldering there. But I think we can make it happen, and I need to make sure I don't touch this port with my soldering iron. So let's see how that goes. But step number 1, gotta get rid of that old solder. There we go. That's a bit of flux. Put fume extractor next to it. Gotta go. Thanks for the stream. You're welcome, my soldering experiments. Thanks for joining. And have a great day, of course. Nice. Oh, I gotta switch to the microscope, guys, so you guys can see. So where are we at? We are here. So this is where we're working at the moment. Seems like my soldering experiments blocked me. Can't see him. No idea. I see him here. You might have to switch to live chat, TFN. So there we go. There. So again, I'm just trying to mix this leaded solder with the old solder, and then we're going to remove that. And that's just going to make, I think the real reason for this is so that we have clean pads. Leaded, of course, melts at a much lower temperature, which is much better for the chip and for us, much easier. And we remove it again so that the pads are flat and that they will accept the leaded solder very easily, as you see, when we do the drag soldering. So, just for the folks that don't do soldering every day, that's why we're doing this. And there we go. That seems to be mixed quite nicely. And there we go. And then we can get the desoldering wick. And I think I'm just going to grab this with the tweezer now because last time it was getting a little warm. And move this down a bit. Get the cam out of the way. And then drag this over this. Yep, that looks good. So sorry for the camera movements, but I got to rotate the work a little bit. No, wait, I'm going to do this side first, so I don't need to rotate. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to rotate so that I can, let's see how I rotate this. I think this way. And then I can just use the desoldering braid or wick. And let me see if I can get in there. I'm having to hold the iron at quite a steep angle, but I think we can make this work. Just gonna move this here. We'll go one more pass. Just got to cut the end off because otherwise it doesn't absorb any of the solder anymore. So we can come in with some unused wick. And then just slowly, I don't want to pull too hard because otherwise I risk pulling off these traces from the board. And there, nope, not entirely happy with that yet. It's not fully clean. Whoop, see, it gets stuck. Come on, guys. Already better. Perfect. Okay, then the bottom. That's almost there. Not quite. Again, I think the angle here is not helping me tremendously, but we're getting there. Yeah, I think that's going to be good enough. Yep, I think we can work with that. Awesome, guys. Then we need the... Where did I just put the tweezers? Here. We need to clean the area a little bit so we can put the chip in there. So I think I'm going to heat the area up a little bit because that flux has solidified a little bit. So I'm just using hot air at 100 degrees. I'm hoping that's enough. So just melt that flux a little bit. Make it soft. And then hopefully when I come in with the sponge, I'll be able to clean it up a little easier. I could probably have raised the temperature a little more, but this seems to have done the trick as well. Okay. I'll do one more pass because it was full of flux. I think that's good enough. Okay, then it's time for chip number 3. And there we go. Just got to worry about the right orientation, and I see on the mask or the silk screen that the dot is here. This is where our dot is, so this chip goes right like so. And so we're going to do the same trick as before. Put a little bit of flux there, maybe here. And just tack those legs down. And then we can do the drag soldering for the rest. So let's see if I can get this aligned. I think this is perfect, just like that. That is 100% a bridge, but that doesn't matter at this moment. So yeah, I'm just going to move this down a little bit, because all I care about right now is just to tack these legs into place, which now it looks like they are, and then this chip won't move as we try to do the rest of the drag soldering. Perfect. I'm learning, guys. I'm learning. Now comes the tricky part, because this is a pretty narrow area for me to hold the soldering iron. So I can't hold it at the angle that I held it in the other cases. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. Let's try. It's not half bad. There's like a few little tails I can see on the solder joints. Not super stoked about that, but maybe we can get rid of that with another pass. I am going to add like a little bit more flux just to make sure that it has all the right chance to smooth out. See those right there. It's like a few little legs standing up. Yep, nope. And just like that. Not happy with this one. Now it's okay. And there we go. Okay, I'm just going to test those, make sure that those are solid. Solid, solid. Just giving them a little nudge. Not pressing tremendously hard. But just to make sure that they are solid. And they are. Perfect. So that is that side done. I think then I'm going to move to this side, because I think that will be one of the harder or more difficult sides to do. This one right here. Again, same issue. Can't really access it with my soldering iron all too well. But we're going to try. All I have to be careful of is that I don't touch the port that's right there. This plastic port where my finger is, don't touch that because that'll melt it right away. Oh, do you see that? I see one leg that's definitely bent. So I want to come in with a tweezer. Just try to bend that one back. Hopefully I can. Doesn't look like it's doing much. Let me see. I'm just going to come in there with a little bit of desoldering braid and get rid of that solder. Let go. And there we go. Let's see if I can use this tool. It's kind of at a tricky angle, to be honest, but let's see if we can get it done. Ooh. I don't want to use too much force because I don't want to break it. Come on, baby. Ah, oh, come on, baby. Come on. Wow, guys, that's really tricky. How am I going to get that one to move? How am I going to do that? I might be able to get my blade in there. So I've tried wicking it, actually, TFN. I could wick more. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that butt. Oh, no! I took off the trace. Tell me that was a no connect. No! Tell me that was a no connect. Gosh. How am I going to find that out? How am I going to find that out? I'm going to look at one of the unpopulated pads, the one that's remaining. So we know that this is pin number 1. So we want opposite from pin number 1. Oh, it was not? Don't tell me that, TFN. Where is the mask point? It's not there, it's not there, so it must be there. So it must be, it is not, and it's right underneath the chip. Are you kidding me? Awesome, guys. Okay. That sucks a little bit. Because that means I'm going to have to lift the chip. And I'm going to have to do a trace repair, which I can definitely do. But I can definitely not do that tonight. So I think, what am I going to do? Yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream probably here then. Yeah, exactly. Trace repair on the finish line. I know, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. But here you go. This is what can happen, guys. Part of me actually, I'm not too upset, to be honest, because it was kind of fun to do a trace repair as well. And as we can see, there still is a via here. So all hope is not lost. We can still put a new trace in there, put it down, reinstall the chip, and then hopefully get that one working again. I'm assuming that this via goes somewhere. I'm wondering if I can find the point where it goes. So then I could just solder a wire, a bodge wire from the leg to wherever this goes. You missed the money shot, or how do you say, you missed the... So you see this chip here? This is the third memory chip that we're installing. So number 1 and 2 are working. That's awesome. Number 3 was going sort of well until I found out that one of the legs was bent. And as I was bending it back, the trace lifted from the board. So I'm going to have to do trace repair. So I'm going to have to lift the chip off the board, I guess. And, yep, oof, indeed. And then I'm going to have to do some trace repair. Or figure out where this trace actually goes on the other side, I guess. And kind of do a bodge wire to that. But I doubt that that will be fun. I am going to do, as part of this stream, I think I will still try to lift the chip, because that will be fun to exercise, I guess. How am I going to do that? I guess I could just use hot air here. But then again, I have the issue of the port being in the way, these caps being in the way, this plastic here being in the way, so I don't kind of want to use hot air. It's a multi-layer board. How will you figure out where it goes? So here goes my pop. Yeah, exactly. How will you figure out where it goes? So multi-layer, I think these vias probably go all the way to the other side of the board, so I might be able to see if it goes anywhere there. If it goes anywhere to like any component, then I can just do a bodge wire to that, I guess. But I would have to go like through this hole to wherever this ends up going on the other side. Actually, no, that's what I could do still. No, I cannot do that. Because I think... Oh, I might be able to. Wait, hang on. I'm going to switch to the other camera so you guys can see. So that would be this one. My screen is behind a little bit, so let me click the live. There we go. So if I zoom in on this, and I look at... So do you see, where am I here? So here there are a bunch of vias. It's kind of hard to see. I think I have to use the microscope after all. But then it's like really zoomed in, so you have to bear with me a little bit. So you see, here's a memory chip right there. Here's a bunch of vias, and here's that hole. So I think one of these vias here, I don't know exactly which ones, but one of these vias right there is probably, if I flip the board so you keep it in the same location-ish, is going roughly, okay, so it needs to be lower than that, so it's kind of there, right? It's kind of there. And so I think it's going to be one of these vias over here. Maybe that via right over there. So can we recognize which one it's going to be? It's like, what do we have as a reference point, guys? We have these here. These, like, wait, I need a pointer. We have these points here. So these are a couple packed together points, with one below, and then it goes down, and it's supposed to go somewhere to one of these. I guess it's going to be somewhere here, although I'm not sure. So I don't know if the layout is identical as with the other chip. Interesting. But it's that and then below it. And we can find that assembly. Wait, is it this then? Is it the same as this? Could be that. And then if that's true, then it's right below this chip, which sucks. You could be lucky that the pin is shared with the chip on the other side. I actually could be. Let me see if I look at this visually. Yeah, these chips are right on top of each other. Yeah, they are. They're definitely right on top of each other. Ah, you might have a good point there, TFN. So are you saying... Yeah, it could be. That the pins are actually mirrored, like they're shared in a mirrored fashion. That could be. That could be. So it would be this pin with this one. Can I test that with another memory chip? It actually kind of tracks because I'll just switch this to the overhead so you guys can see. That kind of tracks because I think on the 1.6 consoles, I think you're supposed to solder the chips right on top of each other because there are no like empty unpopulated pads. You can, there is still one unpopulated. Yeah, exactly. We could definitely test that. Yeah, and I think in the 1.6 consoles, you're supposed to literally stack the chips on top of each other and then solder the legs to the legs of the chip that's below it. So in this case, it would be like the chip is, you know, on the other side, I guess. Yeah. So it's kind of weird, but I guess that works. Exactly. Only one is needed for addressing. Okay, so I don't know anything about that. I don't know how the addressing works, but which is soldered with a wire. Exactly. Only one is needed for addressing, which is soldered with a wire. So you kind of, when you put the chips on top, you have to solder one leg with a wire to something else. I've never done a 1.6, so I don't know, but I just know that you have to put them on top of each other. So yeah, that kind of makes sense then, maybe. Let's test. How do I test this while it's down here? So what we're looking at, so this chip has the exact same orientation. Let me see if I can zoom out a bit for you guys. So this chip right here, again, I need to zoom in a little bit. This. So this chip right there, yep, I can see it. This has an unpopulated spot on the other side, and it has the same orientation as this chip, as the other chip right there. So, is that true? That I think is true. Yes, dot here, dot there. So what I'm going to try to test is this pin, whether that connects to the other side where that other pin is, and that would be pin number apparently 30, if I see that correctly here. And to do that, I think I'm just going to prop the board kind of like this. You guys won't really be able to see. How's it going? I have to step away. Interesting, Sloth. It's going very interesting, shall we say. I ripped a trace off the board because one of the pins was bent. And I think the answer is no. I don't think they are connected. No. Apparently they aren't? Question mark. So this one with that one. Nope. No, apparently not. That is interesting. Trace repair time, I know. I know. We got 2 chips working though, so the chips are definitely not broken or fake beyond like being able to work. But so they are, unfortunately. Well, the trace unfortunately is broken. Yeah, interesting. Oh. Okay. So that pin that I was looking at, sorry you guys really can't see. I'll try to make this visible somehow. I think if I hold it like this, no, the capacitor is in the way. So again, I'll hold it like this so you guys can see. So I am testing the contact or the pin that's all the way on this side at the large circle here, this pin right there at the end, because that's the one that has the ripped off trace on this side. If I touch this point here and on the other side of the board, let me see if I can show you guys. There we go. On the other side of the board, I was thinking it would be, I guess, this one here, but actually it beeps when I touch this one right here. And I think we may be able, or maybe not. I guess this is a via, and then this via probably underneath goes all the way to this point over here, is my guess. Is my guess, because if I hold this one, and then I hold it, I don't know if you guys can see, looks like you guys might be able to see, and I hold it against this one, that is a direct connection. My leads are really bad. They show 2.5 volts or ohms when I touch them together, so that is a direct connection. So I think what that means is I could do one of 2 things. I could either lift the chip and do trace repair, which will definitely take a bit longer, or I could bridge basically a wire or solder a wire to the pin that I feed into the hole here to take to the other side, and then solder it to the other pin on that chip right there. I think I'm going to sleep over it, guys. Because I think I need to probably end it there for now. Yeah, so I think there's going to be basically a part number, I think, what are we at? Part number 4, where we're going to do some trace repair. And, or that bridge. I think I personally, I think I'm leaning towards trace repair, and I might try to do that offline, so to say, so that when we get back into the stream for the next session, that we can just focus on the chips and get it working. Or if you guys think it's interesting, I could also do the trace repair. Yeah, I think it's probably a good call to walk away, because I think if I do it now, I might rush and it doesn't feel right. Yeah, but I am incredibly stoked that I got 2 chips working, that the chips are not dead on arrival, and that it looks like we're going to be able to finish this 128 megabyte mod for this Xbox. I want to watch the trace repair. Awesome, Russ. Thanks. Yeah, cool. Then I think we're going to do that. We're going to lift the chip. I'll do that next time then. We'll try to do the lifting of the chip, see how that goes. That will be fun, I guess. I'm hoping it's just a matter of heating up the pads and then just lifting it, but we'll see. And then we'll do the trace repair, and then we'll go from there. Awesome. Me too, to be honest. Awesome. Yeah, then cool. Oh, shot. I missed Sloth's message. Nice. Good luck heading to kids' baseball. Have fun, Sloth. Enjoy. And thank you for stopping by. Nice. Yeah, guys, then I think that's what I'll do for now. We have success, and we're going to have hopefully more success in the next stream. Thank you again for watching, for being there, for commenting. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing your guys' streams, of course. So, yeah, let's continue having fun, and I'll catch you guys on the next stream. And have a great day. So thanks. Shall we do the obligatory thanks round? Thanks, Russ. Thanks, TFN. Thanks, Sloth. Thanks. Who do we have in the call? I'm going to scroll up a little bit. I remember that we had My Soldering Experiments in there. We had Victor. We had... Oh, who else did we have in there? Chris, of course. Yes. And everybody else. I think I saw Ashish in there. Thank you, Ashish, for joining. So, guys, have a great evening. Enjoy it. Have a great day if it's just starting. And we'll see each other in the next stream. Bye for now. Thanks, lurkers. Nice. Ciao, guys.